Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello, Roberto.
Oh,
How are you, Camila?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm very well, thanks. Gloria, are you doing all right?
I'm great, teacher, and you?
Very well, thank you. Hey, Oscar, how are you doing, my bro?
I'm fine, my brother.
Good to
My
see you
big
here
brother.
again. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad it's only big, not older, okay?
Ah!
We're same age. Same age is okay, but older, no.
Okay, I know.
Good. So, are you guys ready to hold the snakes?
Yes.
Yes.
Today, I'm gonna let the snakes out, okay?
Python.
Yeah, pythons, yes.
Python.
Yes. It's
Right?
gonna be like this song. Who let the snakes out? Tum, 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 tum. Okay? But
Yes,
it's
maybe
snakes,
should.
not dogs. Yes, it's
Yeah.
snakes. All right, let me find here, okay? And let me share my screen before my dear students scream, okay? Okay, Erica. Raquel is not here, so
Yes,
usually,
teacher.
yes. Raquel is not here, so usually you are responsible for, teacher, share your screen.
Please.
Ah, okay, that's better. Okay, eesh, I hate snakes. Okay,
Me too.
yes.
Spider too.
Spiders, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like snakes. I'm certainly glad I have never seen a snake in Europe, okay? So,
Yeah.
no, thank God, not yet. I know there are, but
Wow.
yeah, I haven't seen any yet. So it's good because I really don't like them. Here, the only thing you can find are roaches and rats, especially in Paris. Paris has been invaded by rats.
Yeah.
There are rats all over. If you walk at night, you don't believe the rats.
I think all the time this history.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Big
But,
rat, teacher.
huh? What?
Big rat.
I think your internet is not very good.
It's big rat.
Big
Yes,
rats. Yes,
big,
yes.
big. Oh, yes. In Paris, they are. If you go to any place near the Eiffel Tower at night, near that carousel they have there, you don't believe the number of rats. They are bigger than a rabbit.
Ew.
Yes.
My God.
Yuck. Yes. Ecological changes. Okay. Ecological change. All right. Yesterday we heard about it, but you didn't have a chance to read, right? So
Yes.
today
Yeah.
I'm going to play again and you can follow. And as I usually ask you, try to read along because then you can get the rhythm and the pronunciation of words that you are not familiar with. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That is always recommended. So let me know if the sound is good. If you can listen, okay. I'm going to start now. 1, 2, 3, now.
Pythons invade the Florida Everglades by
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
When Tommy Owen, a tour guide in the Everglades National Park, saw the animal, he immediately went after it. Owen was giving a tour of Florida's famous national park wetlands. He and a group of tourists were floating in a boat through the shallow water that makes up the Everglades. One of the women in the boat he was steering saw a snake in the water. She got Tommy's attention and pointed the snake out to him. When Tommy saw the snake, he acted fast. He reached into the water and grabbed the animal by the head. He got a good grip and didn't let go. Tourists in the boat were worried when the snake wrapped itself around Tommy's arm. After several minutes, he got control of the animal and removed it from the water. The snake was a 10-foot-long Burmese python. It was a snake not native to Florida, and, quite simply, it didn't belong there. The Florida Everglades teems with life. Situated at the southern end of the state, between Lake Okeechobee and the Gulf Coast, the Everglades is the largest wilderness east of the Mississippi River. Migratory and wading birds tiptoe through marshy grasslands. Orchids and ferns dot the hardwood forests. Alligators lounge in the shallows and on muddy riverbanks. Mangrove leaves rustle in the wind as the brackish water laps at their roots. All of this life is made possible by the presence of water. The Everglades is a natural region of subtropical wetlands. Water flows from the Kissimmee River into the wide, shallow Lake Okeechobee. From there, the lake drains south into the Everglades Marsh and the Florida Flats. The Everglades is sometimes called the River of Grass, after a book of the same name by author Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. The phrase illustrates the fact that the Everglades is basically a very wide and shallow river. The Florida Everglades once covered 11,000 square miles across the southern end of the state. Wetlands are an important ecosystem. For centuries, however, humans thought of wetlands as unhygienic swamps. Draining the Everglades was suggested in the late 19th century. As soon as Florida became a state in 1845, its legislature asked permission from Congress to drain the Everglades. Canals were dug to remove or redirect the water. Land that dried out was reclaimed for agriculture or building purposes. This reclamation allowed for significant development in South Florida. Sugar farmers moved into the area and prospered. The city of Miami took root. Approximately 50% of the Everglades was reclaimed for agriculture or urban use. Much of the northern area was polluted with phosphorus. The phosphorus was agricultural runoff from the farms near the Everglades. Concerned Floridians began advocating for saving the area in the 1930s. Their efforts paid off in 1947 when Congress created Everglades National Park. Starting in the late 1970s, environmental concerns at both the national and international levels refocused attention on the Everglades. The area was designated as one of the world's most important wetland areas. Since then, efforts have been underway to safeguard the park and return the Everglades to health. Water levels are monitored, as are nutrient levels in both water and soil samples. Much of the conservation project was designed to reverse engineer the canal system that was built in the 19th and mid-20th centuries. By the mid-2010s, ecological indicators showed some improvements. For example, the crawfish population was up. Wading and migratory birds improved their nesting habits. Despite conservation efforts, the Everglades ecosystem began facing another threat in the early 2000s. Burmese pythons were breeding in the Everglades, and they reached numbers that designated them as an invasive species. They were classified as an invasive species when their population swelled to a large size. Pythons are eating machines. They can eat animals of different sizes, from mice to deer. They especially enjoy dining on small mammals and birds. Studies have shown that since the appearance of Burmese pythons in the Everglades, the numbers of small mammals in the area dropped significantly. This population loss was not observed in areas where the Burmese python had not established itself. The Burmese python is native to tropical and subtropical zones in Southeast Asia. In their native habitat, Burmese pythons are nocturnal carnivores. When they live close to human habitations, Burmese pythons eat rats, mice, and rabbits that are attracted to human dwellings and farms. They can also eat small farm animals like chickens. When they live away from human habitations, Burmese pythons eat birds and small wild mammals. The Burmese python is a solitary animal. It kills by constricting its body around its prey. Python eggs and hatchlings are a food source for other animals. In the wild, Burmese pythons grow to be, on average, 12 feet long. Habitat loss and the exotic pet trade in Asia are depleting the Burmese python's numbers in the Asian wild. The first Burmese python was found in the Florida Everglades in 1979. It's presumed the animal was originally kept as a pet and then released by its owner. It was removed, but that wasn't the last of Burmese pythons in South Florida. It's thought that numerous Burmese pythons escaped pet stores and cages damaged in Hurricane Andrew in 1992. Since then, the numbers of Burmese pythons grew at a fast rate. The escaped Burmese pythons weren't the only cause of the most recent population increase of Burmese pythons. In the United States, the Burmese python was a popular exotic pet. Docile and beautifully patterned in brown and gold diamond shapes, these snakes could be purchased at pet stores or reptile shows. Owners kept them in cages or tanks and fed them rats or mice. Most people bought Burmese pythons when they were small. Burmese pythons grow very quickly. For many pet owners, the pet Burmese pythons became too big to manage, so they released them into the wild. When the Burmese python was designated as an invasive species, many agencies and individuals began trying to put a stop to the python invasion. The National Park Service started a program to study these animals in the Florida Everglades. Park Service scientists implanted tracking devices into 17 large pythons that were later re-released into the wild. They provided scientists with information regarding python behavior. In January 2013 to February 2013, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission ran a contest called the 2013 Python Challenge. The commission issued permits to hunt the snakes within state wildlife-managed areas of the Everglades. 68 Burmese pythons were captured. Later, in 2013, Jason Leon was driving in a rural area near Florida City when he spotted a Burmese python's head protruding from the brush. The man was a biologist, and he was familiar with pythons. He approached the snake and pulled it out of the bush. The animal was bigger than he expected. After a struggle with the animal, Leon killed it. The Burmese python was 128 pounds and longer than 18 feet. Leon contacted the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, which agreed to pick up and examine the snake. The snake was found to be the largest ever in the state of Florida. The state later issued a statement. Jason Leon's nighttime sighting and capture of a Burmese python of more than 18 feet in length is a notable accomplishment that set a Florida record. The Florida Wildlife Commission is grateful to him both for safely removing such a large Burmese python and for reporting its capture. Despite these efforts, the population of Burmese pythons continued to grow. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission held another contest in 2016 called the 2016 Python Challenge.
All right. You see, it is not difficult, in my opinion. Maybe one or two words or maybe more. What do you say? Marcela, was it difficult to you?
So, teacher.
What
Is this Everglades?
This is the name of a vast place in Florida, okay? It's in between Miami and Orlando, but on the east side, okay? It's a very large park. I would compare the Everglades National Park with the Pantanal in Brazil.
Yes.
It's similar.
Yes.
It's a swampy area, okay? And it's very similar. The only difference is the animals that you have, because each habitat has its own animals, okay? But the idea is the same, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Let's read this and then we can talk, okay? So let me separate this. You see, it was interesting to observe that these snakes are not from the United States.
Yes.
Okay, they are from Asia.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point. Some people started buying this kind of snake as a pet, and then they started getting big, and they thought, oh my gosh, I am afraid now. And they would just, instead of killing, of course, it was a pet, they would set them in the wild. And in the wild, they started up reproducing fast, okay? Because the number increased a lot and became an invasive species in Florida, okay? Gloria, can you read this first paragraph, please? When Tommy Owen,
When Tommy Owen, a tour guide in the Everglades National Park, saw the animal, he immediately went after it. When was given a tour of Florida's famous national park wetland. He and a group of tourists were floating in a boat through the shallow water that makes up the Everglades. One of the women in the boat, he has steering,
he was,
he was steering, saw a snake in the water. She got Tom's attention and pointed the snake out to him.
out
When
to
Tommy
him.
saw
Okay,
the snake
okay.
out to him,
Yeah, thank you. I separated the paragraph, but you have a copy, so it's not separated. It's too
yes,
long.
yes.
Thank you. Let's talk about this first paragraph that I separated. Any question about this?
Yes, Roberto. What's meaning of wetlands?
Okay. Oh, separate the words. Wet, do you understand wet?
Well,
Wet.
yes,
Yes,
When
yes.
you have like a lot of water, you know,
Yes.
like after
yes.
you take your shower, usually your hair is wet, then you need to dry, like, okay?
Okay.
Understand the land?
Lands, yes.
Yeah, so wetlands is a vast area covered by water, okay?
Okay.
The name of this park in Florida is Everglades, but you can say it's a wetland, a park wetland, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Another question.
Evergrands.
I'm sorry, Oscar, what's the question?
My question is Everglades. It's
Uh-huh.
a own name or a common name?
It's a name. It's the name of the area, okay?
A special name of the area.
Yes, yes. It's just like in California, you have the Yosemite National Park. In Wyoming, you have the Yellowstone National Park.
Okay.
In Florida, you have the Everglades National Park.
Okay, special
Okay.
name. Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
The characteristic of the Everglades is to be a wetland, okay?
Yes,
Or a
yes.
swampy area,
Yes.
Yes.
okay? Swampy area. It's the same, okay? Any other question?
Steering.
Okay, Vanessa, I think because once I remember you were riding a car and your husband was driving, okay, and you were having a class with me in your car, but you were
Yes.
not driving. Do you drive sometimes too, or only your husband?
I drive through.
Okay, so when you drive, you sit in the car, you put the seat belts, okay? Then you release the brake, and then you put your hands on the steering wheel.
Okay.
That circle that you have in front of you where you hold is called steering. Okay,
Will.
yes, steering wheel. And what is it used for? To steer.
Okay.
To steer is when you understand? Sometimes
Okay.
you are driving a dog across in front and then you steer out of the dog, understand? Or you hit the dog, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. So I could probably, in this case, one of the women in the boat, he was steering. Then I could probably translate as the boat he was conducting, he was taking, driving, whatever, okay?
Yes.
Another question about this first part or no?
No.
No, it's okay.
Oscar, can you read the second paragraph, please?
Of course. When Tommy saw the snake, he acted fast. He hitched.
Richard.
Hitched
Yes, pronounce
into
like
the,
there is a T here. He Richard.
hitched.
Yes.
Hitched
Yes.
into the water.
Oscar, just,
Oh.
I'm sorry to interrupt. The CH in English is always pronounced with the T in front. Like we say
Hitched.
chair, okay? We say teacher, okay? We say beach, beach. There is always this T. It's just like in the famous Italian ciao, ciao. You always pronounce this ciao, okay? So
Hitched.
when he reached, okay?
Hitched into the water and gripped the animal by the head. He got a good grip, good grip, and didn't let go. Tourists in the boat were worried when the snake wrapped itself around Tommy's arms. After several minutes, he got control of the animal and he moved from the water. Wow. The snake was 10-foot long Burmese python. It
Okay.
was a snake not native to Florida and
Quite simply,
quite simple and didn't belong there.
quite simply.
Quite simply, it
Okay.
didn't belong there.
So there are many verbs here that I don't know if you are
Yes.
familiar with.
Yeah.
He reached into the water, grabbed the animal by the head. He got a good grip and didn't let go.
Yeah.
Do you understand this part?
Something. Yes, I have an idea.
No.
Who is crying there? No.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed when the Tommy removed from the water.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, wow.
Because the snakes, the python snake, which is a cousin, I would say a cousin of our famous jiboia, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they do. They wrap around yourself and they try to, you know? So when he removed the python from the water, the snake wrapped itself around Tommy's arm, okay?
Yeah.
Any question about this? Understand the verbs. He reached into the water, grabbed the animal by the head.
What is hitched?
Have you ever, you told me that you were in the rowing team, right? You used
Yeah.
to row.
Yeah.
Have you ever played basketball?
In the school, in the basic school, yes,
Okay.
I was.
You see, when you see a professional basketball team, it's very common to see the guys jumping and grabbing
Yeah,
the basket,
yeah.
basket to grab. I'm sorry, to reach. They reach, first is reach. If a normal person jumps, they cannot reach. And those big guys from the NBA, they reach and grab and hold the basket, okay? So he reached into the water, grabbed the snake by the head, okay?
Okay.
To grab is to hold tight, okay?
And grip.
Grip is, it's Vanessa, right?
Yes.
Okay, Vanessa. You know when sometimes you're being introduced to a person and the person gives the hand for you to shake?
Yes.
I don't know how you feel, but I hate people that shake my hands like, oh, nice to meet you. I like strong grips, understand? Like,
Okay.
When they only hold like, oh, very nice to meet you, I think, oh my gosh, this person must be terrible. Because if I don't feel the firmness, I don't like it. I like a strong grip. You know, when you hold the hands and that's it. Okay.
Okay.
That shows for me a lot of personality. I don't know. Maybe you have a different opinion. Okay. I
It's the
respect.
same.
Yes. Yes. I don't like people that only, nice to meet you. Okay. Any other question about this?
Rapid.
That's easy. Okay. The idea here is that the snake wrapped around the arm of the guy. But
Okay.
wrap is when you buy a present. Usually you buy the paper and you wrap the box to give as a present, okay? This
Okay.
in the United States or Canada, it's a service that they never do it, okay? In Europe, it's the same. They never wrap any gift, okay? The maximum they can do is put it in a bag. That's it. But wrapping, never, okay?
Gente, tem foot longa?
In English, Marcela, they don't use the meters, okay?
Feet.
They use foot.
Height.
The plural is feet, okay? So a 10
Yes.
foot long is approximately 10 times 3, about 3 meters.
Okay.
Because 1 foot is approximately 30 centimeters. Okay? So
Okay.
10 foot is 300 centimeters, 3 meters.
Okay, teacher.
But you know what is the most important in your question? Once again, I would like to talk about this because I think it's important. Observe that you say it was a 10 foot long python. Okay? You see, if you observe this, it's in the singular because adjectives in English have no plural. If I ask you, for example, how long was the snake? You can respond, for example, it was 10 feet long. Now it's in the plural. It was 10 feet. But if I use it as an adjective, it was a 10 foot long snake. It's just like if I say, how old are you? And then you say, for example, I'm guessing, okay? I'm 26 years old, right? I don't know.
Right. Yes.
26, 22 years old.
36, teacher.
Okay. If you insist, I use 26 years old. In this case, observe that you say 26 years old, right?
Right.
If I'm talking about you to a friend, I can say, I have a student who is a 26-year-old accountant at Ernest Young.
Okay, teacher, understand.
In this case, 26-year-old is an adjective modifying accountant. So
Okay.
adjectives have no plural, then you have to use it in the singular, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Was it clear to everyone?
It's okay.
All right. Okay. Camila, can you continue, please?
Okay.
Read the next paragraph.
The Florida Everglades teems with life. Situated at the southern end of the state, between Lake Okeechobee and the Gulf Coast, the Everglades is the largest wilderness east of the Mississippi River. Migratory and wading birds tiptoe through marshy grasslands. Orchids and ferns dot the
Ferns.
ferns, dot the hardwood forests. Alligators lounge in the shallows and on muddy riverbanks. Mangrove leaves rustle in the wind as the brackish water laps at their roots.
A lot of difficult words, huh? But we
Yeah.
say migratory. Migratory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, the Florida Everglades teams here. Observe that it's not like a basketball team, okay? It's the same pronunciation, but it's not a team. Team in this case means is filled, okay? Has a lot of teams. Is bless you.
Bless you.
Amen.
Filled with, okay? Like has a lot of life, okay? The Florida Everglades teems with life, okay? Situated at the southern end of the state between Lake Okeechobee and the Gulf Coast, the Everglades is the largest wilderness east of the Mississippi River. Migratory and wading birds tiptoe through marshy grasslands. Orchids and ferns dot the hardwood forest. Alligators, okay, not alligators. That's why I sometimes say, right, Regina? See you later, alligators. Okay, alligators lounge in the shallows and on muddy riverbanks. Mangrove leaves rustle in the wind as the blackish water laps at their roots. Okay, this part may be difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's understand. So the Everglades is the largest wilderness. Wilderness means a wild place, okay, without people living inside. It's the wilderness, okay? We don't say wild, we say wilderness, okay? There was a Madonna song that was, "I'm a wilderness, east of the Mississippi River." Migratory, that means they migrate, they move from place to place. And the wading birds tiptoe. That means when you look there, depending on the time of the year that you go there, you have a lot of birds, but they are not there all the year because they migrate, understand? And wading birds. Wading birds are like birds with long legs. They tiptoe. Tiptoe is when you walk very slowly, understand? When you wanna, for example, scare somebody, you tiptoe. You go like this. Ding, ding, ding. Tiptoe through marshy grasslands. Marshy grassland is like the swampy area, okay? Grasslands, marshy grassland means very wet. You have the grass, gramas, but marshy means probably covered by water, okay? And then you have two things here. Orchids, that's similar in Portuguese. An orchid is a beautiful flower. And ferns. Ferns, for the ones that are not familiar, the best explanation is to translate because it's difficult to explain. I forgot the name in Portuguese. Samambaia. Thank you very much, Regina. Samambaia.
Wow, someone.
Yes, ferns. Yes. They dot the hardwood forest. That means they grow on the trees. Hardwood is a kind of tree, forests. There are many hardwood trees, and they contain a lot of orchids and ferns, okay? It's like a tropical thing, okay? It's beautiful.
Hardwood, it's
A type of tree.
A big tree or not? No.
Not very tall. It's not
Okay.
like in the Sequoia National Park where you have the
Okay.
tallest trees in the world, okay?
Okay.
Alligators lounge. That means you can see a lot. When I say a lot, is a lot of alligators just sitting in the sun, just lying in the sun, in the shallows. Understand shallows? Yes, maybe the best person to answer this question is Paula Fernandi. Okay?
Shallows.
Shallow now. Okay? I think she never understood this. That's why she could not translate, and she decided to preserve a shallow now. The first time I heard that song, I almost had a heart attack. But anyway, what is shallow? Shallow means not very deep water. Okay? Like you can practically walk in these grasslands. It's not more than 80 centimeters. It's very shallow. Okay? Sometimes it's deep, but not in the Everglades.
It's a opposite deep, shallow.
Yes, shallow is the
Yes.
yes, exactly.
Opposite deep, yeah.
The opposite of deep. You're
Opposite of deep.
yes.
Okay.
And on muddy riverbanks. Riverbanks are the sides of the river. Muddy means covered by mud. Do you know what's mud?
Is the
It's a mix of soil plus water. You know those people that like to go taking off-road trips on a motorcycle, you know, when they come back, they are always covered in mud because they love muddy roads to drive, okay?
okay.
Mangrove leaves rustle in the wind as the brackish water laps at their roots. This entire sentence is horrible. Mangrove leaves, that means leaves here is not the verb to leave, okay? Because we have the word leaf, which means folha de árvore, okay?
Yes.
And the plural of leaf is leaves, okay? So mangrove leaves seriam folhas dos manguezais. Mangrove is manguezais, okay? That's the best word. I don't know even how to explain this in Portuguese. I just know that it's a type of a tree that grows in very swampy areas, okay? Mangrove leaves rustle in the wind. That means they blow in the wind as the brackish water. The color of the water is very dark. It's like almost black, okay? So this is an adjective related to the color of the water. Laps at their roots. So if you imagine a manguezal,
Yes,
you can see the roots.
here.
Yes,
Yes.
the roots are
Above.
always outside, exactly. They're not inside the water completely.
Yes.
So this is the idea. That's what the person was trying to explain, okay?
Wow.
Any specific...
The
Huh?
grasslands. The grasslands.
Yes, it's an area covered by grass, but marshy, with a lot of water.
Okay.
Okay? Yes, Marcela, any question?
No, teacher.
Can you read this next part for me, Marcela, please?
Yes. All of this life is made possible by the presence of water. The Everglades is a natural region of subtropical wetlands. Water flows from the Kissimmee,
Kiss me, kiss me.
Kissimmee.
I'm not going to kiss you because you have a serious boyfriend, okay?
Yeah. They arriving into the wide, shallow Lake Okeechobee. From there, the lake drains south into the Everglades Marsh and the Florida Flats. The Everglades is sometimes called the River of Grass.
River of Grass.
River of Grass, after a book of the same name by author Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. The phrase illustrates the fact that the Everglades is basically a very wide and shallow river.
Excellent, Marcel. Very good reading. Okay, but I'm not going to kiss you, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Every time I listen to this name, Kiss Me, I think, is she serious? Okay. Okay. No, it's a very funny name. Kiss Me. Okay. Kiss Me. Okay. Where are you from? Kiss Me. Not yet. Where are you from first? Okay. Let's take it easy, babe. Let's take it easy. Not yet. Okay. Tell me your name first. Okay. Any question about this? Kiss Me is in the area of Orlando. Orlando is next to Kiss Me. Okay.
Yes, there is a
Borough.
borough.
A borough. Yes.
Yes,
And there is a river. Kiss Me River.
yes.
Any other question about this part or no?
Roberto,
Yes, Camila.
the pronunciation of marsh is different.
Marsh.
Marsh different about the marsh month.
Marsh Mount.
Month. Marsh.
Marsh.
March,
Yeah.
April, March.
That's marshmallow.
No,
No, March, March month, April, March, April,
February, February.
April, March, April.
The month
Yes.
of March. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
said March month. I thought one word, and in my mind I could not process. Okay. No, it's different. Oh, we say marshy and the month. Oh, Oscar.
Yeah,
What is the difference? I have the CH, so I pronounce the T here. Oh, March.
March.
And here
Oh,
is SH, so it's marshy. Marshy,
No.
March.
But
Okay.
the other paragraph is Everglades Marsh. Don't have it.
No, but it's the same word. The Y is marshy. Marshy is the adjective. Marsh is the noun.
Okay.
It's just like, Camila, when I get, for example, rain is the noun. If I add the Y, I form the adjective. Like fog is the noun. If I add foggy is the adjective. So marsh is the noun. If I add the Y, is the adjective. Marshy. Okay?
Okay.
Lake drains.
Yes, to drain is like in your shower, there is a hole with usually a metal cover with some holes in the shower on the floor. That's to drain the water, all the water from the shower, drain it. Understand?
Okay, yes.
Another question about this or no?
No.
Okay.
Well, we still have a lot of things to read, but time is so important. We don't have enough time even to read another one. But anyway, we'll come back to this tomorrow and we'll finish reading this, okay? Because we have already heard. And then we'll do, if you have time, it would be interesting to read it at home, underline all the words that you don't understand, because maybe there are other words, okay? I thought there would be only a few, but I have noticed that you have many doubts, okay?
Okay.
And when I select a passage, I always try to see if it's difficult or no. But when I read this, I thought it was going to be a walk in the park. But maybe this park has too many snakes, okay?
Yes, too many snakes.
That's the problem. It's a dangerous park. Yeah, that was great. A walk in the swamp. That's the problem. It was not a park. Okay, anyway, we'll come back to this tomorrow, then we'll finish it, all right? Have a wonderful evening, you all, and I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you very much.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
bye. See you
Roberto.
tomorrow.
See you all
Bye
tomorrow.
bye, Sue Even.
See you.
Bye, 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 everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye, Cecilia. Bye, Regina.